objectively, I think this is a shambles, and I think you can say it's a shambles without being disrespectful to what this is all about. This is because, unfortunately and very sadly, the Queen passed away last Thursday, and the funeral we held a week today. So there are reasons why they are going to postpone these games, but the Premier League has exposed themselves as incompetent, in my and many other people's opinions. Now, there is a policing issue. This is what it's all about. Manchester United against Leeds is a Class A, Category A fixture, which means more policing is required for it. And with a funeral being held the next day and police resources having to move all around the country, there is a reason to postpone Manchester United against Leeds, because every football game is put into a category. Chelsea against Liverpool is probably a Category A game as well. So those games get cancelled because they need more policing. And if you're a Category B game, you don't get cancelled. And that is why loads of games will go ahead and Manchester United's game will not go ahead. But this just exposes the ridiculous nature of what the Premier League did last weekend. When horse racing and rugby went ahead, the Premier League, knowing that this is going to be a very hectic Premier League season, knowingly did that. We should have played at the weekend against Palace. They're the games that should not be postponed. I and everybody knew that Leeds game was going to be unlikely because it's a day before the Queen's funeral. The Premier League, in their infinite wisdom, did not read the room and decided to post games just on the weekend just gone, knowing there was a big risk for these games anyway, because 2 + 2 is 4. When the Queen sadly passed away last Thursday, it was very obvious that the funeral was going to be around the next weekend. So what did the Premier League do? They want to be first, and they postponed the weekend just after. They've messed this up. And the integrity of the Premier League has to be looked at here, because if Manchester United are not playing against Leeds, they won't play a game for 4 weeks in the Premier League. Arsenal was a week ago, so no game against Crystal Palace 1 week, no game against Leeds 2 weeks, no game for International Week 3 weeks, Man City 4 weeks. 4 weeks without a Premier League fixture for Manchester United in a World Cup year where you're going to miss 6 weeks without a Premier League fixture. It's just a farce. That all they're bothered about is perception, brand, and money in the Premier League. There's no thought for player welfare, fan welfare, and the actual integrity of a tournament that's going to have a 4-week gap, a 6-week gap, and then come back and literally be playing nearly every 3 days. It's absolutely ridiculous.